Welcome to the Arsenal Show. We are live and it is the post-match reaction of Arsenal's 3-1 loss to Manchester City. Disappointing for many Arsenal fans, or every Arsenal fan out there. Is it the end of the world? No, there's still plenty of the seasons to go. There's still plenty more games. We have to play Manchester City twice, and there is a game in hand where we can actually get those points back. Joining me today is Steve K. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, how you doing, mate? Good afternoon to you, everybody out there. Yeah, I mean, it was disappointing result last night. You know, the performance weren't amazing. There was some good aspects in the game. You know, I'm sure we'll get into more of that when we do the ratings. But like you said, you know, the usual Arsenal fan overreaction, the usual overreaction from other fans, the usual fans putting words into Arsenal fans' mouth when they haven't even said it in the first place. But look, you know, we've watched enough of these title runs in a year. We always said from ages ago, Kieran, that, you know, we were just going to see how it goes along. We never thought we'd be where we are now. We're the youngest side in the Premiership, and we got to stick by them. No one would have said we'd be, you know, joint top, game in hand at the beginning, so we would snap people's hands off. So it's not over. Am I worried? I'm worried about the dip of form, but that's probably about it, to be honest with you. And just worried about the dip of form. We could easily go from now on to the end, you know, to the end of the season and go again, and that's the way I'm looking at it. We played against Manchester City, who are the best team in the country for God knows how long many years. Incredible depth, and that's where we're aiming to, and that's where we got to go. So, yeah, disappointing result, but I'm still optimistic of, you know, that time's going ahead and what's to come.
Yeah. So, what would you, just quickly, because obviously we've only got a short amount of time, what would you put down the loss to yesterday? What there's obviously many factors, but what are a couple of the factors that you've put down to the loss?
Mistakes, mate, was the main thing. You know, silly mistakes. You know, by players, which we haven't really seen this season. That was the main thing. The second thing is, it was chances that we would normally score that, you know, just wasn't put away. So that was a big element of it. Because look, the first half, I thought we played really well the first half. I thought we was the better team in the first half. We went a goal down, a mistake, and then we just done what Arsenal have done all season and just never let us bother us. And then we come off again and we come back again. But then there was another mistake. So it was like one step forward, two steps back, and those things can't happen, you know, when you're in a title race. So yeah, mistakes was the main thing, mate. And as I said, like there was times when the finishing was poor, and especially in the second half, I would say that we sort of dropped our levels a little bit. So yeah, the level drop of the second half was something to be looked at. I think the mistakes were something to be looked at, and our finishing lacked. A lot of people put a lot of emphasis on Thomas Partey. I'm not. I don't think that was got anything to do with. I take it that Thomas Partey is mega important to us, but I don't think he would have made any difference to yesterday. But that's just an opinion. Maybe I'll tell you why I think that a bit later. But yeah, that's about it really.
All right, let's get into the player ratings. Got a few things here. Simon says, I thought we played well last night. I thought we were the better team in the first half, and the fact that we have Gabriel and Thomas we don't have Gabriel and Thomas is a big difference. Jorginho was the best player on the pitch out of the 22. I don't understand why Arsenal fans are having a meltdown. that it was City's best team, and we have 3 players to come back from injury. I'll get to the rest of them in a bit, side, but we'll get onto the player ratings. I from watching the game last night, for me, it boils down to a few moments. You can't gift, because it was gift. We gifted Manchester City 2 goals. Forget the third one. We gifted Manchester City 2 goals with Tomiyasu's pass back. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, but for me, I'm sending that into Rose Ed. That's coming down with snow on it. And Gabriel's pass down the line was poor, but that was indicative of so many times that we done that yesterday. Like, we'd play nice football, nice passing, good possession, keeping them under pressure, terrible pass. And you were just like, what's going on? This is, I feel like over the last few weeks, Arsenal have hit a reset button where we've gone back to the start again, and we're having to learn how to play the Mikel Arteta system. We're having to learn how to start games with pace. Yesterday was the first time we started with pace in about 4 weeks. Even the game we won previously to that, it was a game where we didn't fly. We didn't win it at a canter, which we have been doing all season. Now we have to start games at a pace. We have to put teams under pressure in that first 20 minutes. If we don't, we struggle a lot to get into the game. We don't put that momentum in the games. We have to come out all guns blazing, usually get a goal in that first half. If we don't, we get a little bit of the old hairdryer from Mikel Arteta, come out in the second half better. That's how it's been happening all season. We haven't been doing that. Yesterday was the first time we did that in the last 4 weeks, and it wasn't a surprise that we were the best team in the first half. The problem was we're giving Manchester City the ball. Manchester City don't need to be given the ball. They'll win the ball back eventually. They will get chances in game. So when we're giving them the ball and giving them opportunities, that's what's killed us. And then we have to look at the chances that we didn't take. Eddie Nketiah, I've got a lot of time for the kid, and we'll have a lot of time for the kid. But that first header, he has to make the keeper work. That keeper has to pull off a worldie. Eddie has to score. And if he doesn't score, it's a worldie save. You've got to do better there. The second one, you could have maybe gone with a volley. Should have done better. Got to work the keeper as well. And there was an opportunity for Xhaka to slide the ball through, whether it was Eddie or someone else, but there was an opportunity there. He went for the shot, and it got tangled up in his feet. He didn't get the shot off in the end. But it's key moments. You don't get many against City, and it's key moments like those where the mistakes, the final pass, the not finishing, they're little key things. Other than that, the first half, I thought we played really well. It was impressive. The second half, okay, but when you give Man City a head start, and you're on the back foot from the start. So it's a bitter pill to swallow when in the first half I'm on WhatsApp, I'm speaking to my dad, and I'm like, they're here for the taking. They're here for the taking. We can get something out of this game. And then you go 1-0 down off a mistake from us. You pull it back. You're like, we could get something out of this. And then you go and make a mistake again. You're like, and I think that knocked the wind out of our sails as well, because it was self-destruction. And when you do that yourself, it's very hard to pull yourself back up. Player ratings. Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really fault him for any of the goals. I think he did make a good save off. I can't remember who it was now. I can't remember who it was, but he did pull off a really good. It might have been Ireland that he pulled a really good save off of. And other than that, as I say, he didn't do nothing wrong. His distribution was okay. If anything, maybe he should, maybe every now and then I wish he would kick the ball. You know, instead of stopping it, starting it, and then playing it out from the back. But look, Arteta's told him to do that, and you know we got to, you know, that's the way it's got to be. But yeah, I didn't think he did that bad. Yeah, I'll give him 6. Give him 6. He done all right. Okay. No, give him a 7. I gave him a 7 because the goals weren't his fault. His distribution was good, and he made a good save for Haaland. So I'll give him a 7.
All right. He also made a good save from Gundogan.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Which was offside in the end, but he didn't know it was offside.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Says, how long till Jesus is back? I don't think Eddie is good enough to carry you boys to the title. I don't think Arsenal fans I don't think any Arsenal fans think Eddie is enough to take Arsenal through to the title, but I definitely think he's good enough for the stopgap while Jesus is out. He should be back. Well, he should be back in full training, hopefully by the end of the month. But then he's been out for 3 months, so you don't want to rush him back. He's going to take time. I'd probably say another month, 2 to 3 weeks minimum. Because the last thing you want is after surgery in breaking down because we brought him back too early. And Jesus is going to be a player who will be saying, "No, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm feeling no pain," because he's looking at that and thinking, I need to save my team here. I need to make sure I'm back because they need my help. But we can't be doing that because, okay, we need your help this season, but if that could potentially ruin further seasons because you've done some serious damage on a knee injury that's not properly healed, then forget about this season. Like, I'd much rather have you for the next 4 to 5 seasons than have you for the remaining 6 months because we want to win the league this year. Like, he doesn't need to be rushing back. Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel. He's been probably our best defender over the last half of the season, maybe all of it. But I thought he was awful yesterday. I really did. Don't want to sound too harsh on him, but you know, there was 2, you know, glaring mistakes that really, one that did cost us, one that he was lucky with. You know, with that was the penalty where, you know, if it was a bang on penalty, if it wasn't given offside. So he's got away with one there.
It was silly.
Yeah, it was silly. It's stupid. Big games like that, you can't do that, and he was very, very unfortunate.
What I didn't understand was I know from watching Haaland this season, that he loves that. He loves the battle. So if you're going to get into it with Haaland, then you better expect to be getting yellow cards, told by the ref, one more chance, this kind of stuff. It's not the game for it. Because Haaland will go to town with you. You saw what it was like with Godfrey, and Godfrey's he's not a player you fear, but he's a dirty player. Godfrey will leave something on you from behind when you're not looking, and you saw that battle between him and Haaland. He loves it, so you know full well he's going to try and get in your ear. He's going to be grabbing hold of you. So Gabriel is very, very lucky there. Very, very lucky there. Yeah,
and also, mate, there was the pass that they gave away for the goal. Another absolute disastrous mistake. He just wasn't good. Wasn't good. You know, if you're starting off with a 5, which is genuinely what I'd normally do with my marking, he's got to go even down from that. So for me, he gets a 4, mate. He was bad. You know, you can't do those mistakes in that game. You can't. He'd lost it yesterday for some reason, but that's unlike him. It's a rare occurrence.
I know why he lost it. Haaland's 100% got in his ear. Those are the things he needs to mature on. He's matured massively, and I said this will be the season that hopefully he goes under the radar a bit and he matures. And I think he's done that, and I think he has gone under the radar because we know a lot of people, especially people from outsides, are seeing Arsenal's defence and looking straight at Saliba and going, this guy's next level. But a lot of Arsenal fans are saying, oh, yeah, no, Saliba's been ridiculously good. But Gabriel has been the main guy. He's been the staple. He's been the steady one.
Yeah.
And if it weren't for him, Saliba doesn't get that free ride that he's been getting.
No.
But yeah, no, he had a stinker, an absolute stinker. William Saliba.
Yeah, I thought he was a lot better than what he was, especially last week. I didn't think he was too bad. You know, he had a lot of work to do over that side. I mean, Jack Grealish I thought again was outstanding yesterday. He's just an absolute constant pain in the arse.
He's relentless, wasn't he?
He's relentless. Was relentless every week. I was listening to a Man City fan channel, and I think someone put him down, Jack Grealish, and they was on his back. So you kidding? He's been one of our best players all season. What were you on about, mate? And and that was a top Man City channel. So you could just they think the world of him. I thought to be honest, he did deal with him quite well at times. But and I don't think it wasn't down to him. I don't think the Grealish goal. So I think he did well. I didn't think he had a bad game. So I'm gonna give Saliba a 6. I can't remember any mistakes from him. There may be a little, but I can't remember.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
No.
Tomiyasu.
Oh dear.
First off, was you surprised that Tomiyasu started?
Yes, because I wouldn't have played him. I would have played Ben White because I've liked what I've seen since he's had a couple of bad games. I was impressed. I was impressed by his substitutes appearances, and I've been impressed by him. He sort of came back from that little dip, and I thought, yeah, he's got to play. He's got to play. But I even before the mistake, which was terrible, awful. I was literally saying to someone on what I said, he's having a bad game. He's having a poor game, and that was before then. And then when he did that, I was like, I thought he could have been brought off at half time. That's how poor I thought he was.
Yeah.
And Ben White's got to come in for Villa without any shadow of a doubt. I can't. I'll be absolutely, seriously shocked if Ben White's not playing against Villa on Saturday. So yeah, again, similar to Gabriel, mate, a 4. I don't know what you think, but I give him a 4.
Yeah, I see. This is the issue I have. This is why I picked the team that I picked against Brentford, because one, I felt the team that I picked against Brentford was more than capable of dealing with Brentford. It was a slightly different Arsenal team with a Trossard, who is probably more suited to a Brentford game. And I would have played Tomiyasu instead of Ben White the other day because it gives Ben White a rest. Ben White comes back in. Martinelli, the same thing again. They come back in. But he played Ben White, and Ben White had a good game. So it didn't make sense to me to play Tomiyasu.
No.
The reason why I would have played Tomiyasu against Brentford as well is because so I've got that option. What's a better option, Ben White or Tomiyasu? But it gives Tomiyasu a game, because I said it earlier. No Arsenal player has come back in from being injured, come straight into the team and had a good game. Not one. You can't name one. They haven't. They've had a dodgy, shaky game. It looks all right. Needs maybe in 2 games' time. No one has come back into this Arteta team and hit the ground running. They always take a game. That's Zinchenko, and he's played this style for 6 years. He's played under a Pep or a Mikel system. Gabriel Jesus, doesn't matter who it is, when they come back in, they need a game or 2. So why is Tomiyasu coming in after not playing all season and going up against the best team in the world? It doesn't. It didn't make sense to me. The same
Yeah.
with Martinelli. Why is Martinelli not getting the rest that he's been needed for the last? It's the first time Martinelli's had a run in the team ever since he's come in last season. Since Smith Rowe dropped out, it's the first time he's had a long run. We were screaming for Saka to have a rest after he had this same run, and now we've got a Trossard in. We're sticking to the same teams, and Martinelli had another tired game last night. Zinchenko.
Zinchenko, I thought he had he started really well. He started really, really well. Probably the best first half, fantastic. Probably one of the best players on the pitch. His balls, the way he played. But do you know what? I think I said in the Arsenal show, Kieran, I'd still play Zinchenko against Villa. I ain't got that much of a problem with it. But I said to you on the Arsenal show, I said I was flipping him very quickly in my head about playing Tierney there, and it stayed in my head for about 30 seconds, and then I just forgotten about it. But it was there in my head, and I think the reason for that, Kears, is because I just think Kieran he is a better defender. There's no doubt about that. The actual defensive duties, Tierney's better. Yes, Zinchenko's the better footballer. Yes, he's better on the ball. Yes, he's probably got a better eye to seeing things and that. But as far as a left back goes, Tierney is the better defender, and that's why I thought that we may need him to get up against Mahrez. Yeah, because I felt he could handle him better. But just saying that, the first half we was the better team. We was on the front foot, and Zinchenko came into his own. Second half, it was different. City had much more pressure. Zinchenko seemed to suffer a lot in the second half. He wasn't the same player at all. Started getting a little bit erratic, but not releasing the ball, and he should have been releasing the ball. But as I say, because of his first half performance, because that was so good, because we was attacking, and that's his game. I'm going to give him a 6. I know why now. That Tierney thing was in the back of my head. Maybe it should have stayed in there a little bit longer. I don't know.
I know what you mean. Jorginho.
Fantastic, mate. I thought he was excellent. I really did. I thought his passings. If there's one thing he's better at party at that I can work out from just watching him on one game, that is the quickness of his passing. Ping, very quick. A lot more mobile than Partey, right? I'm not saying he can offer more or whatever. I'm not saying that, but I thought he was excellent. Yeah. I thought his passing was excellent. He was so unlucky with that through ball to Nketiah. It was
a couple of really good interceptions.
Yeah, his box to box work was incredible. He was off he got that ball off the line when he was in the right place at the right time. Absolutely outstanding. And I keep seeing Partey. I don't even know if Partey would have had a better game than Jorginho than yesterday. Partey could have been the match winner, but I don't think the Jorginho Partey come into this. No, if Partey's not fit for the next game, I ain't got no worries with Jorginho now after seeing that performance. Put it that way.
Yeah, it's very encouraging. I thought it should have alleviated any worries that anyone had that this guy's of the quality to help us out this season.
Yeah, it gets an 8 from me, mate. I think he was our best. I think the best player. I don't think he put a foot wrong, and I thought his work rate was incredible. I thought he was that good.
Xhaka.
Yeah, Xhaka, I didn't think had a good game. I thought he didn't. There was a couple of times when he should have released the ball when he didn't. Second half, he was a little bit non-existent. He was a little bit better in the first half. I thought it was a quiet game from Xhaka. Maybe overthinking things a bit too much in certain areas at certain times. Obviously, nowhere near sort of a Tomiyasu or Gabriel performance. Nothing like that. I had a little think why did Jack have a poor game? Because we haven't really seen him have a poor game all season. And then maybe it's getting used to Jorginho. Maybe it's the partnership that he hasn't got used to yet. Maybe that's why Partey and Xhaka play so well with who knows? I don't know. But yeah, I'm just gonna give Granit a 5, mate, this week.
Right, 5 for Xhaka. Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, again, mate, just not enough for me. Not enough. Trying to get in the right places at the right times. Plenty of work rate, plenty of effort, plenty of try. You can't never doubt him for trying, but he's just, he's not doing the things that I want to see him to do. We need him, being an 8 and a 9, 10 every week, and I just don't think. Again, he needed to be more involved than what he was. Yeah, I'll give him a 6. But I need to see more from him.
Yeah, I think that's his next step up is consistency. Well, he's been very consistent this season, but it's probably being more of a presence in big games. But that's just part of his growing. Martinelli.
You've already said he needs a rest, mate.
He needs a rest. I think it's so clear. He needs a rest.
He is seriously needs a rest. Not like it's like when you go to the doctor a few times, you blood right, you need to take some tablets and have a rest, mate. It's like he seriously needs a rest. He was anonymous. Wasn't in the game. Nowhere near the game. Just can't remember nothing that he did at all in the whole football match. Yeah, I mean it's all right. We give Gabriel and I give Tomiyasu a 4, but there was no lack of what they was trying to do. They just messed it up. Gabriel was just didn't look like he was. Just looked like his legs was gone. I don't know. He just needs a rest. So for me, he gets a 4 as well, mate. Again, I don't say an arse to him, but I just think he was that bad. He didn't do anything. I don't remember him doing anything.
Yeah, he was non-existent, and then when he did have the ball, he was just not good with it. Like I don't remember him making one run.
No.
At who's their fullback?
Walker, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember him making one run at Walker, and Walker's not been in great form. So
Trossard's got to come in now, I think.
Yeah. Saka.
Yeah, again, we say it every week. The man stepped up for me. Played well. If he doesn't get past someone, they hack him down. He gets free kicks.
Silva didn't get a yellow card earlier on. That was a joke.
Obviously, Pep would obviously give him a little nod.
Yeah.
Just don't let this guy. Do not let this guy go. If you don't get on top of him, he will destroy you.
Yeah, and I think it was strategic because if you have Silva do it, then it alleviates that pressure from Aki doing it, being the last man, because he will get a yellow card. And if he gets a yellow card early doors, then they're in trouble.
Yeah. And I tell you what, the guy, nerves are still, mate. Absolute nerves are still, this guy. I think he's definitely on the verge of world class. And the way he just stepped up, took that ball, I'm having this. I don't care if one of the world's best goalkeepers in there, just give me it. And I just love the way Ederson said, "Why don't you put it there, son?"
Yeah, and he did it.
And he went, "You want me to put it there, mate? There you go. I'll put it where you wanted it. Where was you? Still sent you the wrong way. Get out of here." Do you know what I mean? Get out of here. World class, mate. On the verge of the world class. Best right foot-sided player. I can't think of another one better, mate. Unreal quality. But I'm gonna give him a 7 because I want Jorginho to be my man in the match this week.
7 for Saka. Eddie.
Yeah, this is a difficult one. As we already said, he should have scored a couple. There's no doubt about that. So that was poor for him. He should have done better. Like you said, if you're going to get in that position, which is, he did well to get into the position and make the chances. But his finishing's got to be a lot better than what it was.
Mm.
And his finishing ain't been fantastic for the last couple of weeks, to be fair to him. But again, I always say he's work rates hard. He works hard. He's hold up play. He's strong. He's always trying to bring other players into the game. He works hard for 90 minutes, and he won us the penalty.
Mm.
He got in there, he got into the channels, took it round Ederson. Ederson wiped him out. So there's that. And I'm fed up of hearing this trying to shoehorn Martinelli into the centre forward position.
Yeah, I know, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. It's rubbish.
Stop him. He plays. He's not getting dropped in Nketiah for me. He keeps, he plays. For me, he's, if you've got a striker who's not making chances, if you've got a striker who's just not getting chances and he's not running in the right areas and he's not running in the right channels, then turn around and say he ain't a good player. Then turn around and say to drop him. If he's doing that, right, think. I don't know, some people, Arsenal fans, sometimes are looking at it and thinking like, they just look like.
Yeah, but they're trying to.
They look at one thing. They look at one thing. They're blinded. Do you know what I mean? They look at one thing and they think they can't look at the rest of the, stretch their minds across the pitch or look at what else he does.
What they're trying to do is they're trying to swap two players to counteract the bad form of Martinelli. Yeah. Well, Martinelli's not in bad form because Jesus is not here. That's not why he's in bad form. Martinelli will still be in this form if Jesus is in it. Maybe he would have got a couple of more goals, but he's still been in bad form. He's not playing well. It's not like we're seeing Martinelli play well and he's not getting the ball back. He's got the ball at his feet. He's losing the ball. He's running at defenders and he's just running into them at the moment. He is not on form. So swapping Eddie, sticking Martinelli up front and sticking Trossard on the left, when we haven't seen Martinelli play up front, once since Arteta's come in? So why is he going to do it now? We sold Aubameyang in January, but we had Eddie and Nketiah there, and we still didn't play Martinelli up front last season. So why is he going to do it now?
It's nonsense. It's nonsense, isn't it?
Rubbish.
That's just absolute nonsense.
It's rubbish.
It's just Eddie be there, against Aston Villa, and I wouldn't be surprised if he scores.
Yeah, same here.
I've still got the confidence that he's going to score goals because I'm seeing if you've played football all your life, like you have, like I have, if you've seen watching a striker in positions, you're thinking he's going to put them away soon. And eventually they do. And it's not been many games where he ain't scored. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he ain't scored in 10. Harry Kane didn't score in 10 goals. Were people 10, 15 games? Don't think he scored the whole of August once. Were people saying he's rubbish now? No, it's get on the Eddie Nketiah bandwagon. Do you know what I mean? Because Jesus ain't playing or because it's Eddie Nketiah. But nah, he starts for me then anyway, but I'll give it. He should. At the end of the day, we're saying all that. It's about putting the ball in the back of the net. He never did that. I know. I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him a 6. I'm still going to give him a 6 because people will say he missed the chances, but I'm looking at the fact that his work rate, his hold up play, the fact that he won us the penalty, and he keeps going for 90 minutes. So for me, he gets 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eddie's not scored in his last 3.
It's not crisis, is it?
No, but he needs to make the keeper work on those chances. That's for sure. And he should be scoring that first one. But I think Eddie needs to work on his headering. When I'm looking back, I think the last time I see him score a header was maybe against Norwich when he came on under Wenger. And I'm looking back, I'm thinking that he's missed a lot of sitters with headers as well. Even down to last season when he came or season before when he came as a sub. Last season when he comes as a sub, missing sitters from headers. So he needs to work on that headering. Trossard.
Yeah, I thought he looked really lively when he come on, mate. I thought again he come on. He seems to like playing at the Emirates. But yeah, he looked good for me, lively. I give him a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Start him against Brentford. We've given Martinelli a few. Villa.
Yeah.
Give him a chance. Start him against Villa now. Keep Eddie up front. Don't want to hear all this nonsense about playing someone else up front.
Ben White.
Again, mate, I thought Ben White, when he come on, did all right.
Mm-hmm.
Again, starter for me against Villa on Saturday. Without, that's the 2 changes for me.
Right.
So yeah, again, I give him another 6. I thought he did well when he come on, Ben White.
And Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, he obviously got the team wrong. We know in hindsight now he probably could have played. Ben White should have played. Ben. That was a shock. That one got that one wrong. And Tommy Ashley obviously had an absolute, probably a very, very poor game indeed. So that was a mistake not playing White there. I don't think that goal happens if White's there. So it could have been a massive turning point. Martinelli has been non-existent for 3 games now, and he was non-existent again. So maybe again that probably a fault there. Maybe he should have come off earlier. Maybe Tommy Ashley should have come off earlier. Yeah, I'll give Arteta a 6.
All right, 6 for Mikel Arteta. Any final thoughts before we go?
Yeah, final thought. I'd like to give Jorginho a big up again. Excellent performance from him. Look, we go again. We go again. A lot of Arsenal fans out there saying that it's over, title's over. For me, we was never in a title race at the moment. Anyway, that's what other people. We're in a race. We're in a title, but until it gets down to the last 10 games, I know I've seen too many title races, and I know things can change. and for me, it was never going to be an 8-point win or an 8-point. Who was going to win the league by 8, 9, 10 points? That was never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So this doesn't surprise me. City had been the best team in the country for the last 10 years, probably now, and we've lost 2 games now in the cup against them and against the best team. So I don't think there's a massive panic coming on.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 4 games now coming up, which are all very winnable. Leicester, Villa, Bournemouth, and Everton at home. So really, if we win those, then we should. I guarantee you, we'll be sitting top again. So a lot of panic, unnecessary panic at the moment. Yeah, I still don't really want to get into this title race sort of thing. We're up there. No one would have thought that we would be in this position at the beginning of the season. If someone would have said you're sitting joint top with Man City with a game in hand, in mid-February, do you know what I mean? We would have either laughed, scrapped your hand off, or whatever. So we've got the youngest team in the group. I think people out there should start putting a little bit more respect on this team, a very young side. And maybe they should look a little bit deeply into the aspects of the team and what Arsenal are building, the progression of Arsenal. We're still not there. We're still not the finished article, not by a long shot. People are trying to make out or tell us that they're the finished article and we're going to win the title and da-da-da-da. Well, mate, it's something that certainly I don't take into consideration. We still need midfield players. We still need 3 players. 4 players if we're going to be level with get to Liverpool, Man City, great teams that we've seen in the last few years. So we're never there. I've never thought that we was there. But look, we're in a good position, and I think we should look at that and let's get onto Villa. Let's get a win under our belts, whatever way it is, whether it comes off your backside or off your shoulder, or a penalty, and whatever. I don't really care. Let's just get a win, and then we can start looking forward to the Leicester game. But yeah, again, another big game against Villa. But yeah, no panic here, mate. At the moment, I'm just still over the moon at where we are. Still can't believe it. Still have to pinch yourself, really, that we can talk about in title races this time of the year. So yeah, it's great, mate. I'm fine.
All right. So big games coming up for Arsenal to make sure their season is not derailed. They still need to confirm they're going to get top 4 in Champions League next season, and obviously they need to be going for this league or at least challenging for it till the end of the season, because you don't want it to fall off before that. Make sure if you are new to the show, you press that like and subscribe button. If you are a regular, press that like and press that share button. Peace out, people. Stay safe. Oh, and wash your hands.